And then we never
Absolutely.
actually solve the primary issue, which could be intimacy or, something deeper that's going on. And so if we allow ourselves to actually look at like the actual issues in our relationship.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you ever have any clients that come to you and they're actually on their way out the door from a bad relationship? They're not all the way out yet, but they come to you to try to get some coaching to find a new one?
A new one, no, because I am particular on like the clients that I take.
Okay.
And so I have clients that are in a relationship, they're struggling, and they'll come to me with help for that current relationship. Because a lot of it goes down to, a lot of times people get lazy. They stop dating each other. They act like they know everything about the other person. And so a lot of these men that are in these stagnant relationships oftentimes like still need dating coaching with, even it applies to that one woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because people just, like you said, they don't continue to date the person. I mean, like what I say here on my podcast all the time is the same way you got her is the same way you keep her. When you change that and you get comfortable, like you said, get stagnant and just be like not going anywhere, is just when like you guys become, only way I can think of it is just flat out friends, really. Like I know they say you're supposed to be friends with your actual spouse and stuff like that, but it's not so much friends. You just have to just trust and communicate. I guess that's what brings up some type of bond in a friendship. But I don't need a homie. Like I need my woman. Like, you understand?
Yeah.
But, and I understand, like people always use the word friends because friends tell each other everything, they communicate. So I think they use friends as a word to kind of label it. But I think it's just more about, like you said, continue to date each other, keep each other on the while. Like you said, keep her entertained while he's pleased. So it's all about the experiences and just sharing stuff. Like you said, when people just become real comfortable, I'm gonna say I think people become comfortable within like after the first year, really. Like
I sometimes just think it's like 3 months.
Really? That's well,
Yeah,
okay. But are they living together though?
I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
But I would say like the honeymoon phase is like typically 3 months to a year and a half.
Yeah, I would say that. Okay.
Yeah, because like I've seen some couples where it's like you fell out of that phase real quick after 3 months.
Okay. Yeah. I know you like you're applying value and adding value to men, like when it comes to coaching and stuff. Based off your clients that you experience already, where is the issues, honestly? Like, is it like the man is giving out the examples to you and what's going on in his relationship where he's having problems? Do you find it to be the way he's explaining it more is his fault and he's not seeing it, or is it more the women's fault?
So my goal is to help a man win.
Okay.
And when we play this game of whose fault it is, we don't solve many problems. We just find who the loser is, and it's just like, okay, well, how do we win? And so in these situations, I typically, because the man's my client, and so he's the one I'm helping.
Okay.
So at times, like it's like, yeah, like what she did, like, okay, how do you win? And I'll break it down like, okay, you don't win with this woman. Okay. There's no winning with her.
Also, you've actually told a client that like the way you're describing this woman, like there's no bouncing back, like you can't come back from this.
She's a lost cause. Okay. Yeah, like get off the ship.
Okay.
Find the life raft. Like go somewhere else. Like this is not going to go anywhere. Like if you have attachment styles that aren't like gelling, you have someone that's like severely avoidant and someone that's severely anxious. Like at times it's just like, no, like this is not. You're not going to win this situation.
Okay. Say, what do you recommend for a man that says that his woman used to let him lead? She used to be in her femininity and like let him be a little submissive and let him take the leadership role. And then all of a sudden now she's calling the shots. She's being more argumentative and stuff like that. How do you coach a man to regain back his leadership?
Well, I think so we have a secondary issue. And so it's kind of figuring out the primary issue and figuring out, where things switched. Like, did this woman lose respect for you at one point?
Okay.
Can you regain that respect?
You as a woman, like, can to explain from a woman's side, can a man regain that? once he's lost it? If you lose respect for a man, can he regain it?
I think so.
You can.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Because I mean, there's times that I didn't respect men in my life, but now I do. You know,
but as a
because sometimes
okay.
sometimes like as women we lose respect for people, and it's maybe out of an emotional place, and then once the emotions clear a little bit, I think that you can have the respect come back.
Okay. Has that ever happened for you? Like you were with somebody, you respected them, say he became stagnant and lost his job and was just kicking back and letting you pay all the bills and you were taking the lead. Can he regain his respect back?
I don't know. That's I mean, it's like it's individual basics, but it's also really just knowing like the core of the person that you're with. You know, if I'm with a lazy man and I know that there's laziness, and then he just falls face into the laziness, and it's like, okay, well, I'm driving 100 miles on the freeway right now and you're driving 30 miles.
Mm,
Like, I don't think we're never going to catch back up.
okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I can see that. Um, what reasons do you feel more obviously like another trending topic that it's just like real used real loosely, like it's just not a problem. It's a thing nowadays is about cheating. Why
hmm
why are more women cheating nowadays?
Um, so from what I personally experienced, a lot of men are really having a hard time showing desire. Um, a lot of men are having a hard time showing that they want a woman, and feeling wanted to a woman's very high priority, whereas men want to feel needed.
Mm, okay.
Um, and so a lot of these women don't feel desired, and so I think they're stepping out of it to find that desire. But also you have Instagram where you've got people taking off their clothes for attention.
Hmm.
Attention is a commodity, and people want it
Would you say that
to sometimes the point of their own demise.
would you say that now to give it like a good definition to break down that to a lot of women nowadays, like attention is actually like currency that they actually
Oh yeah, I think you have to see it that way, because if you look at Instagram, it's like you used to have girls that could go to a strip club and make tons of money doing this,
hmm
but here you are just doing it for a few 100,000 likes on Instagram.
mm,
If you're monetizing, it's one thing,
yeah,
but if you're just doing it to do it,
just for
I
attention,
don't
yeah,
know. Yeah,
yeah,
attention is a commodity. Like it is like right up there with money for women, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. Um,
And if you can get money,
mm.
attention, it does something.
How do you feel about people, obviously men trying courting women, trying to date and pick the right woman? He chooses a woman that's just say she has 100 photos on Instagram, 75 of them are just nothing but selfies. Is that like is he stepping into the right like lane, being that he's competing with Instagram when it comes to attention? Like obviously, like you said, he has to keep showing her
Yeah,
attention. It's a currency, and he wants to feel like he's needed. So the exchange goes both ways. But not only is he showing her attention, but so is everybody else.
yeah, yeah. I mean, is she monetizing this, or is she just
Nah, it's for fun.